The little engine that could tonight.
Well, Heights has to get their defense going quickly because Medina, if you look at their games this year, has outscored their opponents 189.
I mean, we're talking
Let's
about
go, Heights.
octane offense.
Get this
And
game
I think,
going.
I talked a little bit about that Menor game last year. They were able to come back and beat them
Heights.
on national TV this year at Menor. And now here you go. You got a chance. You're back in the playoffs again this year. Larry Laird's team really motivated. They've been playing great football all season long. A lot of eyes on them, a lot of media attention, and here we go. Jawan Jackson, the speedster at the 20, gets up to the 25. He's at the 30, 35, 40. Look at him go! Almost to midfield, about the 48-yard line, and Medina is off and running when you only have to go half the field. That makes things difficult for Cleveland Heights right out of the gate.
Picked a seam really nicely, went up the left sidelines, followed his blockers well. A nice start, short field to start for Medina.
What do you tell your kids about a game like this? I mean, they had the playoffs last week. I think I look at Medina, I think they're a little more battle-tested than Cleveland Heights. Cleveland Heights last week in their game against Elyria, some really silly penalties, some discipline issues, but I got to tell you, at the end of the day, they figured out how to get the job done. There he is, number 14. So they'll go with 5 wide receivers as this game is underway here in Medina. We already have a flag, Coach.
You know, I was at a playoff game last week, Andy, first round of the playoffs, and saw a lot of flags being thrown. Warren Harding against Austintown Fitch. I think the officials are just watching very closely here in the playoffs.
So a sideline warning right out of the gate, is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. On Medina?
Yes.
Okay. Cleveland Heights had them last week. They had 2 last week. Oh, 12 men on the field.
So 1st and 10 at the 47.
So Medina will go with 5 wide receivers.
5 yards, it'll be at the 48, it looks like.
That's it. Fastest way to get across midfield, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So just a couple seconds off the clock to get things going here. 11:49. Aller out of the shotgun. And another one. 2 flags to start this game.
Heights was over across the line a little early there.
Michael Rodak was the guy in motion. 612 yards.
Oh, it's on the offense.
So they gave him back the 5 yards.
I thought I saw the defense come across.
Well, 11 seconds in, we've already got 2 penalties. Twins to the bottom of your screen, trips to the right. Aller, get through the air. And nothing going.
Good coverage in the secondary by Cleveland Heights. If you're Cleveland Heights against this 5-man attack, you're going to have to play man-to-man coverage. You can't really get in the zone back there because of the time you just can't give Alar up front. So it'll be interesting to see how they defense it. Most of the teams that played them well did play man-to-man against them this year.
So that'll bring up 2nd down. Aller back screen, bubble screen. Oh, nice play. Big defensive swat by Jamal Lewis. Kind of went in, scooped it out, and made the ball go down the field. He is originally from Georgia, moved up to Cleveland Heights this year, and tell you what, he had the play of the century for Cleveland Heights, who's never won a home playoff game, and last week he had that 46-yard scoop and score.
He read that play really well, didn't overcommit, saw what was happening in front of him, and just sat down and made the play.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Aller will roll to the near sidelines, and it's caught. Ben Butler with the grab. They'll bring the ball back to midfield.
Good coverage again. Like I said, they're in that man-to-man, and they're right with them, not giving them a lot of cushion.
So that'll bring up 4th down. Medina's going to go for it. I think that's the one thing I like about high school. I mean, you're always seeing teams going for it on 4th. And when you've got a powerhouse arm for a quarterback, they'll take their time. 2 receivers to the bottom, 3 to the top. We'll be seeing that all night. Aller's going to send it down the field. Oh, what a grab. Jawan Jackson Heights says no. Wow, that was close.
Not only a good grab, Drew threw it right where it had to be, on the outside shoulder, so the defender could not get a hand on it.
Yeah, Heights was saying no, he didn't think he got his feet in bounds, but he did. So that'll move the ball down the field. That'll take it down to the 35-yard line. First down. On fourth, that's a key play. Heights wasn't able to stop them. They would have got the ball back. First drive of the game, 10:53 to go here in the first quarter. Aller back. Plants his foot at the 45. He'll send it down. Another good defensive play by Cleveland Heights.
Very good play. Good coverage. Was right with the receiver.
Jamarian Lanham plays a little bit of offense too, sitting out of that cornerback spot. Well, Heights is making him work for it, that's for sure. We're talking about a guy with over 3,000 yards passing in a high school season. It's impressive. Medina's got some big boys up on that offensive line too. Aller looking for the corner. Does he have him? Yes, he does.
Wow.
Touchdown. What a grab.
And that ball was right on the money. He had to put it right into a good spot, and it was right there. That's why he's thrown for 3,700 yards this year.
Brennan Schramm with the touchdown reception. That was impressive. His favorite receiver this season. That's his 12th touchdown of the year. Here comes the conversion. It's up and good. 10:44 to go. Brennan Schramm on the touchdown catch, and that was like NFL style touchdown right there.
52 yards in only a minute 16. Like we mentioned before the kickoff, they have outscored their opponents 183 to 21 in the first quarter, and they're off to a quick start again.
And we'd like to thank Crossroads Home Loan, Lisa Puto, for being this week.
Like you said, Andy, gorgeous night here for football. Crisp fall night. Just a great night for players to be out there and not get overheated and be able to perform at a great ability without cramps and things like that.
You know, it's just nice to be back out. I was thinking as we were sitting here last week watching the game, I was just like, you know, think about all the craziness of last year and, you know, how few games teams were able to play and what was going on. And just to be able to be in an Ohio High School Athletic Association football game or any event over the last year has been tricky. It's been hard on administrations. It's been hard on athletics. It's been hard on a lot of them. But, you know, for these kids this year, I think they maybe they appreciate things a little bit more than what we saw. I think about all those seniors from
rough start, baby, rough
kind
start.
of got robbed out of there last season. I will say the football crew, though, did a very, very nice job of making sure that they were able to get football in last season.
Yes.
So Medina
Come
will
on,
kick
Heights.
off.
Let's see if y'all can get a touchdown. First possession.
10:40 to go here in the first
Let's
quarter.
go.
So we'll see Cleveland Heights for the first time on offense. They're led by Darian Fair. I'll call it the 1-2 punch because Elijah Folks will get the ball a lot too. He'll be running the ball, and so will Fair. Fair's not scared to take it downfield. Over 1,000 yards rushing this season, 18 touchdowns. And Ohio State's will do it with it's essentially a wing T, Coach.
And that's a very, very difficult team or offense to defend against. If you don't see it all the time, the misdirection, the traps, and things like that in that wing tee, very, very difficult. Especially if you have a good ball handler at quarterback.
So Cleveland Heights will have the ball at the 20-yard line. First quarter here at Ken Duke Stadium, 10:39 to go in the first quarter. And Heights will run it right out of the gate. They'll push through for a couple of yards, and that's about it.
You know, watching Medina earlier in the year, one of their strong points is that defensive line. They're big, they're quick, and they move quickly into the gaps to fill the holes.
That'll bring up second down, about 8. 10:16 to go here in the first quarter. Heights will wait a couple seconds, call the play back in, slow things down a little bit. And it's another carry. This time around the outside, it's Owen Bisker. Bisker will bring it around. The fullback takes it to about the 29-yard line.
And Owen Brisker.
Tackle did a nice job sealing the defensive end. Allowed him to get to the corner and get a few yards on the play. Looks like it'll be 3rd and about 3.5.
Coach, it's interesting to look at the scoreboard. Is it me or I don't see down and distance on there?
I don't see it either, but I'm looking across the
Yeah,
field.
we're doing it the old-fashioned way.
About 4.
Bisker again, and he's got nowhere to go.
Owen Brisker again taking the handoff.
9:20 to go here in the first quarter.
Nick Manley with the initial stop.
Nick Manley with a stop.
So good series to begin with for Medina on defense.
Heights goes back. That is a first down, so he did pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Just got over the line. I thought he was a little short on that.
I thought he was short as well, the way they were positioning the football.
Well, I got to tell you, those hot dogs or cheeseburgers or whatever they're cooking over there, I am smelling it in the press box right now. 8:55 to go in the first quarter. Jalen White, a little bit of motion back towards the sidelines. Folks, are the keeper, and oh, look at this. The Tigers are rolling. Darian Fair taking the ball down. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. Oh, taken down at the 4-yard line.
I tell you, one thing that was really nice there, the receivers that were downfield blocking with him held up when they could have made an illegal block or a block to the back, and he read that block very well and got a few extra yards.
Wow, that's a shocker for the folks here watching the Battle and Bees. I don't think they were expecting that. I told you Fair can run, and man, he busted off a nice long one right there.
Well, that's what Heights has to do. They've got to answer. Medina's going to score. They've got to answer early.
Look to see if they go back to Bisker. He's the lone setback. Fair's going to check. Jalen White puts his hands on his side. Fair looks around.
Too much time, Andy.
Too much time is right.
You know, a lot of offenses do that now. They come up to the football, look like they're going to go, then they'll stop because they've had a chance to take a look at what the defense has given them in their alignment, and then they'll call the play after they get that initial read.
Coach, you know you're getting old when you lose your glasses and they're right in front of you.
Or you're getting old and you have 15 pairs of them around the house.
That's true. So still first down. Move it back to the 7. Fair hangs on to it. And he crawls back inside the 5-yard line.
Nice job. Nice lead block by the running back to get it down inside to about 2.5, 3-yard line.
$7:18 to go. First quarter. Jeremiah Dillard split out west.
Straight handoff, just went behind his left tackle. A nice push on the offensive line. Gets it down to about the half-yard line.
Third down. Battle on the line. Fair. Keeps it. Fumble.
No, I think they're calling him down.
Down. Man, it's got to be, that nose has got to be peeking its way through to the end zone.
Boy,
That's close.
It sure does.
So this is going to bring up fourth down. This is a huge play for Cleveland Heights. Gigantic for Medina if they want to stop the momentum that Cleveland Heights had after that big run. Fair again. Goes forward. Will he get through? Bisker tried to push him. No signal, no signal.
I don't think he got it.
And they are stopped on downs. What a defensive series for the Medina Bees.
We said going into that series, that defensive line has been one of their strengths all year. They sure pulled it together there. Heights came in, double wing, tightened up their splits, just couldn't get it home.
$6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Big defensive stand. Heights with a gigantic run from their quarterback, Darian Fair, to take the ball inside the 5, and the Medina defense was there for the answer.
Wow. Wow, are you serious?
Aller trying to quiet his crowd down here.
Are
Wait
you
till he gets to Happy
serious?
Valley. That place is fun. From his own end zone. No hesitation. Strike.
Oh, nice.
Almost
Wow.
intercepted.
That was a nice pattern, though. Nice pattern, nice slant.
Elijah Folks.
Nice
running back
defensive
and
play,
defensive
Heights.
back.
Nice
It's a nice
defensive
play.
play.
That's the one thing you have to be careful of when you're throwing the ball inside your own 10. Because if it's not right where it belongs, it could end up in the end zone very, very quickly.
Heights had their chance on that first drive on 4th down at midfield. They weren't able to do it. We got a timeout, Cleveland Heights. Max Stevens calling the early timeout here. I think good call. I think that's you know, your guys are on the road. You know, you just missed out on a play where you could have scored a touchdown. Your defense comes up with a big play. Maybe slow things down a little bit.
Slow things down. You don't want Medina to get a quick big hitter for another 15, 20 yards. So make sure your defense is in the alignment you want them to be in. Boy, Andy, you mentioned early, great crowd here tonight.
It's packed. And this home side, it is absolutely packed.
Absolutely packed.
It's pretty interesting to watch these guys watch film or video, I should say, on the sidelines. I mean, you think about how far we've come over the years.
Absolutely.
Where they can instantly watch the play right afterwards.
And it's only been allowed for the last few years at the high school level to be able to use electronic devices during the game.
I'll tell you, the good thing that the state implemented for the state finals was replay. I mean, it was really neat to watch that unfold. It's been 2 years now, and the company they brought in to do it did an amazing job. 6:16 to go here in the first quarter. Aller's going to air it out again. A little too much.
Cease, that's you, cousin, here.
We've got a flag on the play, though.
Intended for Brendan
Let's
Schramm,
have him, cuz
who has the touchdown.
Flag
the lone
down in
touchdown
the
of this
area
game.
where it could be an interference call. It flags at the 22. Let's see what they call. He only had a single receiver going out. Eye in the backfield.
Thanks for watching on Spectrum's Stream is where we are, and Spectrum News 1. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night from Columbus.
Oh, hold it.
That'll be a first down. Heights cannot self-destruct against this team.
He was holding on their cornerback on that slant route. So.
Aller again in his normal shotgun position. He'll lay it up in the air. Little too much for Mike Rodak.
You know, it was a little too much. But
Come
again,
on, young. You
smart
got to
throw.
look.
He's got
Turn
such nice
around.
touch on the ball.
He's got nice touch. It's got to be.
He could
over his
have
outside shoulder, or else there's going to be a problem.
made a nice defensive play on
To
there.
be honest with you, I think that's the play Browns fans were looking for the last 2 years with Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield.
No games
We all
played
know
with
the
these
story of
youngsters,
Odell right
man.
now.
Medina
Released by the
is
Browns
not
today.
to be played with. No mistakes, nothing.
That'll bring up second down. Out of his own end zone. Cutting back up through the middle.
Nice job by the defensive back, number 13. Stepping in there, staying with his man, reading the screen, coming underneath.
Well, he likes going to Schramm, doesn't he? Tons of confidence
Sure
in him.
does. And that's a gutsy call too. A screen play deep in your own territory.
Surpassing 1,000 yards in receptions. He's been the go-to guy. 62 coming into the game tonight. This time it's Mike Rodak. Rodak does a nice little spin move.
Nice second effort.
Yep.
Once he got hit, keep moving, kept his feet moving, getting upfield.
And that'll bring up another first down.
A couple of nice patterns by the receivers there. Crossing, defensive backs in that man-to-man coverage got a little confused.
5:06 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Medina.
New set here for Medina with a single running back.
Heights had the ball all the way to the 1-yard line and could not score. They'll fake the pass and throw downfield. Looking for Juwan Jackson was looking for the flag, but I don't think it was there. He kind of got
Right,
his hands
and you
tangled
pushed him
with the
before.
defensive back.
We ain't got time for
Kinda
that.
brought it on himself.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Quarterback gave him a little pump fake, thought the cornerback would bite on it, and then the receiver took off, just didn't bite on it, did a nice job.
Boy, you can see why James Franklin at Penn State is excited about this kid.
No kidding.
Well, how about this? A rush. And Medina will bring the ball to the 40-yard line.
When you have that offense and have the receivers so widely split out, it's going to open the gaps and give you some seams in there to run.
Rodak on the carry. That'll bring the ball up to the 23. Justin Brown with the tackle on the play. 4:23 to go in the first quarter. First and 10. Aller right down the middle. Juwan Jackson again.
I'm really interested in watching
Man, that
Medina's
boy Jackson.
splits offensively too. They are really wide, really spreading Heights defense out.
I'll tell you, Coach, one of my favorite plays is just that middle screen, the bubble
You
screen.
got to play the ball
It's
when
such
you're
an
going
effective
against
play,
these
especially
boys.
if you have good offensive linemen. Aller throw it to the sidelines, and that goes into the third row. One of the big things that we talked about with the folks from Medina before the game is, I go back and I think a lot about Aller playing against Menor in the playoffs last year, and it was a great game until the half, and then at the second half, things just started to explode for Medina, and a couple turnovers here, and you can see the progress that Aller's made this year, just about being so careful. He's only had 4 interceptions this entire season, so you talk about, growing and getting better. Man, this kid is amazing.
He sure is.
He'll hang on to the ball this time.
And on that previous play, not this run, but the previous play, he really showed the depth of his arm. He was on the right hash and made the throw over the shoulder to the far sidelines. And it was a pretty darn good throw. That's a difficult throw for a high school quarterback to make.
$3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Ball on the 47-yard line. Heights is 47. Aller's going to send it back up top. And just out of the reach of Juwan Jackson.
Pass intended for Juwan Jackson.
He seems to like that route to the 2 receiver side coming up the sidelines. Most of the defensive backs move to the other side of the field. Juwan Jackson, he's a good receiver, a real good receiver.
But that'll bring up 4th down, and this time, nope, they're going to go for it. I thought they were going to punt. Yeah, they are going to punt. So Medina will punt. Nick West is your punter and kicker. Kicks extra points. Only a handful of field goals this year. He's connected on 2 of 5. This ball's going straight up in the air. If Heights is smart, they just let it go, and they do. Ball rolled out around the 30. We're waiting for the official notification about between the 30 and the 31-yard line.
Well, Andy, when you score 470 points, you don't have too many opportunities to punt. That was a good job by Cleveland Heights, though. You had to stop them after they couldn't do much on offense on the first and goal situation. So now they're moving towards the end of the first quarter, and they're still right here.
2 plays, the difference in this game.
Yep.
The 4th down they couldn't stop. Well, 3 plays. The 4th down they couldn't stop. Heights couldn't stop. The touchdown pass by Medina, and then the goal line stand by the Battling Bees. Heights will run the ball, and there is nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Zach King with a great play right there.
When you really think about it, the wing T is an offense where you're going to run the football most of the time.
Right.
So Medina is now going to, I'm sure, adjust up into that, knowing that they're probably not going to see too many passes out of Cleveland Heights tonight.
2:32 to go. 2nd down, about 12. Heights will hit the outside corner. Boy, that was a nice run.
Nice run there.
Owen Bisker on the carry. Bisker only had a handful of carries last week. They were meaningful, but it seems like they're going to hang with him tonight. Third down and about 2. We'll call it 2. Should be good enough for a first down.
Good straight ahead dive.
Handoff to number 24, Owen Bisker.
Bisker again, boy, they're riding Bisker
First down before he stopped.
big time in this, much more than they did last week against Elyria. Heights just looks more disciplined this week. They look more prepared. I'm not that they weren't prepared last week, but they just did some silly things last week. Interception and then, a taunting call, things you just can't have. And you really can't have in this. How about this? The swing pass to the outside. The option.
Defensive end bid up on the run. Allowed people to get outside of him, and that's dangerous.
John Gordon on the carry, and that'll give Cleveland Heights another first down. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with Heights so far in this game because I did not I'll be honest, I thought, especially after the way Medina played last week, Heights is really, really playing some good football here. And, he didn't get a jump.
Didn't go.
It was close. Nick Manley. He's got a couple schools. Looking smart kid. Penn, looking at Penn. Also a couple locals like Lake Erie. On the keeper, Fair. Hit one side, had to turn around and go the other. Maybe 1 yard on the carry?
Medina gave him a little different look there. One of their linebackers stepped in and went to a down line position. They had 5 down linemen rather than the 4 that they've shown them all night long.
They'll only run like 2 linebackers is their setup.
Well, their basic defense is 4-3 with a strong safety and a couple of corners. But right in there, one of their linebackers moved right up into a down line position. Now they're back to their 4-line set.
2nd down and 8. Ball on the 44. Brick wall. Boy, that felt like the goal line stand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the first quarter. Medina leads Cleveland Heights 7-0. What would you think of the first quarter, Coach?
Well, I tell you what, I'm impressed with Cleveland Heights. With the way that Medina had a quick start all year long, normally getting 2 or 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, not only did Cleveland Heights play pretty well defensively, they showed a little bit of offense. And again, when you look at a team that had only given up an average of 4, I take that back, 18 points a game, 1 touchdown in that first quarter, that's a pretty darn good job by Cleveland Heights.
Heights is a yard away from tying this game up. What a fantastic goal line stand, though, for Medina.
That was fantastic. Their defensive line really, really tightened down and filled the gaps and just did a nice job. They couldn't get anywhere.
We're also keeping our eyes on Ignatius Stowe. The winner of this game will get the winner of that game.
Well, and Medina and Stowe met in week 4 this year, and it was a very close ball game. It was one of the better tussles that Medina had all year.
Medina wearing their home green uniforms, white pants, white helmets. Heights with their tiger-like black and gold helmets, white jerseys, black numbers. This fashion report brought to you by Mark Ferfolia. Gotta catch up and find out how your son's doing.
We need to do that.
So Heights will start off the second quarter with a carry. That'll bring the ball to the 40-yard line. On the keeper.
First time we had seen that offensive set tonight.
Carrying the ball.
That'll bring up 4th down. Now Heights went for this last week several times.
I can't imagine they would do it here.
No.
Kick the football, put Medina deep into their own territory, make them go the length of the field. Because with that arm on Medina, 2 plays, you could be 70 yards and in the end zone.
Vince Holland will punt. Medina with just 1 man back, Jawan Jackson, and he'll watch it. Owen Bisker will stand over it. So will Isaiah Perry. And look at that's a nice punt. Again, it's the second time Medina, on their 3 possessions, they've been inside the 5 to start things.
Excellent punt. Put it right where he wanted to, and they had great coverage on it.
What was Jim Tressel's favorite line? He said the most important play in football is the punt. It's all about field position. Although I got to tell you, in this new age of analytics and teams going forward on 4th down, I don't know that people are holding to those old school traditions.
I like those old school traditions. I like to put people in trouble and not give them a short field.
Second quarter, 11:08 to go here in the first half. Aller's going to roll out of his own end zone. Oh, Heights coming close to his safety, doesn't happen, and throws it out of bounds. There was an intended receiver, and that's the man with the touchdown in this game, Brennan Schramm.
Once again, he was looking to the two-receiver side, coming up right up the sidelines. Heights had good coverage defensively.
That's such a high percentage play, too, right? I mean, as a coach, you're like, all right, if we're going to miss, let's miss right out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly, especially when you have the touch that he's got.
It's like dumping the puck in hockey. You get to the red line, just send it in, coach, right?
There we go.
Aller, this time he'll pass. This one goes in the ground. Michael Rodak was the intended receiver on that.
You know, if Cleveland Heights can continue to play this way, it's going to be interesting if Medina has to go more to the run.
I just can't see it.
You're third and deep in your own territory, but again, you know, with that kind of arm, I'm sure you can gamble.
Aller about 3 yards deep into the end zone. 10:58 to go here in the first half. They rush the house, middle screen. And Heights coming up big again on defense. Wilson Jackson, 44. He's got the crowd excited for the Cleveland Heights side of this.
Great defense, Tigers. Great defense.
Fill up a little bit on the other side. The side you're able to see on television.
Man.
Well, again, nice
Y'all
play
doing
defensively
great
by
right
Heights.
now.
One of their linebackers, he did
Y'all
have a
doing
game
great
on.
right
He came
now.
up the middle of the field, read that well, stopped the play. Now, you know,
A lot of people had it like 40-0 going in the first quarter. They thought
Medina
Heights
will
was going to be
punt.
down by 40-0
Rodak is your
in the
punter.
first quarter.
Heights will have two guys back on this. On the near side, Jeremiah Dillard, but that's not who's going to get it. Jamal Lewis.
Oh,
He's
that's
a
what
D1
you want?
prospect, and he is taken down at the 50. Tennessee, Kentucky, both those schools.
Got to get in that end zone, y'all.
Well,
Got to get in that end zone, y'all.
First time they'll have that too.
short field.
Boy, it was a big week for Cleveland Heights last week. Mel Tucker got the big win over Michigan, head coach at Michigan State, a Cleveland Heights grad. We talk about Travis Kelsey every week. Both the Kelseys, Jason and Travis, are both Heights grads.
Now, we're not going to mention that you're a Heights grad as well.
Nah, well, I don't. Maybe somewhere along the line that happens. And the first ever home playoff win for the school. Oh, and Tariq Smith. Also, big game for Ohio State. 5 tackles, really led the Buckeyes last weekend as they'll battle tomorrow at Nebraska.
That was a great play by the weak side defensive tackle. Just followed the trap blocker, came in, stuffed the play.
That'll bring up second down. I didn't think the story of the game was going to be Medina's defense, but that's what it's been so far, to keep this game where it is at 7-0 in favor of Medina. Owen Bisker on the carry.
Straight dive there. Looks like they're trying to set up that option again that they ran last series.
Darian Fair probably with Heights' biggest play, a 45-yard run that was able to get them inside the 5 in the first quarter. I'm guesstimating because I don't have it in front of me. Fair will send it. They'll go around in motion, try to turn the corner, and nothing doing. Jalen White is stopped at the 45-yard line.
Had the makings of what they wanted to be a jet sweep to get out there, but he just couldn't get to the corner. Nice job by the defensive end, not allowing anybody outside of it.
What do you tell the defensive end when you see the jet sweep coming?
You have to step upfield and keep everything inside of you.
Basically the play that you tell every defensive end on every play. But I think on the jet sweep, sometimes it just feels a little different.
It feels a little different. You've got lead blockers out there. You've got to step up another step maybe to the outside and upfield.
West a punt from his own 45. Ball's got some legs on it. And Medina's going to let it die once again inside the 10.
But at least they've got a little bit of room this time to work with.
Tigers got to get in that
they had
end
the football
zone.
was inside the 5.
Tigers gotta get in.
You know, we
that
talked
end
about it
zone.
before the game. Medina has a package, but it's more of a goal line package where they go with 2 running backs, and they've got some big boys that can do it. Antonio Coleman and Matt Spatney. Spatney is, you know, he's a big boy, 6'3", 240.
Much love to my
Coleman
Heights
is
fam.
6'1", 275. But that's something you won't see until
Much
they get to the
love to
goal
my
line. But
Heights
you
fam,
wonder if you just
because
want to get a
this
run in there and
is
just try to bust things out.
private
Especially
link.
Heights looking for the pass, 5
And I
wide
made it
receivers. But I guess
available for
Aller
my
could just
Heights
keep it
fam.
himself, too, if they really wanted to run the ball. Aller put it up in the air. And there for the catch. Oh, no. It popped out at the last second. Heights got some D again on that. Their defensive
Nice
backs
way
have been
to
playing
pitch
great
some
this
hands
game.
in there.
The
Let's
big
go,
play
Heights
coming up
defense.
from Raphael Adams.
They are in really tight
Let's
man
go,
coverage,
Heights
staying with their
defense.
men really well. And Heights' defensive line is not allowing Alara a lot of time to get to sit back there with the football.
They're getting through the line. On that last series, they had the, 3-4 man blitz. Aller will put it back up in the air, and they're going to play this game, having to come back for it, and that'll be pass interference this time.
You know what? It's almost sad that time on the defensive back because the ball was a little underthrown, and so the receiver had to come back for the football, and that's where the defensive interference came into play.
Ben Butler was the intended receiver. Adams, again, who just had the nice play, he's going to get called for interference on this.
That's the first time we've really seen him underthrow a receiver tonight.
15-yard penalty, first down.
I like that. I like the fact it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to give him a 50-yard
No.
gain on something like that.
But you'll never see the NFL do it. Still first down. Aller. Through the middle again. Big hit. The fans want it, and you're going to get it. It's defenseless receiver there. It's what they're going to call.
Boy, that's a tough one.
To finish the play, right? Maybe
Was it
years
defensive
ago.
or was it late? That's the thing you're wondering there. That he was pretty much already stopped up.
Let's see what they call. So either personal foul. Yep. So back-to-back 15-yard penalties now for Cleveland Heights. Personal foul.
And you
Them
said
penalties
last
will
week that's
kill
what
'em.
gave them some problems.
Can't do that on these boys.
You don't want to give an offense
Not
like Medina
do that on these
a lot of
boys.
second and third
Not
chances.
last week. Cannot do that with them.
Yeah, they just found themselves with but I mean, I could see how you could say that was a football play, or you tried to make it a football play. 1st and 10, Aller put it back up in the air. He'll loft it. Good try, though. The effort was there. There was no doubt about it. Brennan Schramm.
You know, it was interesting there. I don't know if you saw that the Cleveland Heights defensive backs actually gave a little bit more cushion that time, almost as if they expected him to go long and deep down the sidelines. They were actually started 8-9 yards off the ball. That gave them a little bit more time to get to that football.
2nd down and 10. 7:41 to go here in the first half. Just a 7-0 game in favor of Medina. Oh, standing all alone because the receiver fell down. Schramm, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Medina. 2nd touchdown of the game for Brennan Schramm.
62 yards, and I tell you, Andy, it's a great play for Medina. Unfortunate for Cleveland Heights because as the defensive back turned to cover the receiver, he slipped and fell, which gave Schramm the entire sidelines up the field. Great play by Medina. Tough play for Cleveland Heights.
7:29 to go in the first half. And I think those are the plays we've been expecting all night. Nick West gets the extra point. It's 14-0. Well, this is, to say the least, an unbelievably important series for Cleveland Heights on offense. They need to get points here.
You have to answer now. Now you're 2 scores down. You can't let this thing get out of hand here in the first half. This is one of those scenarios where if you let Medina start rolling, you could have a real problem in a hurry.
It's almost methodical, right? It's like you kind of see it coming. You know what you thought this game might be, and I think Heights has done an outstanding job of preventing that. But it's little things, right? You talk about all the little things that make a difference in this game. You're talking about 4 big plays in this half: a slip defensive back, a goal line stand, a big touchdown pass one way, another big touchdown pass the other way. Otherwise it's an even game.
And you're right about it being methodical. Medina has come back to the same play, the same patterns, a number of plays in a row, and finally they hit it.
Nick West will kick it off. Heights will watch it go into the end zone. Jalen White was standing back there and said, I don't think so. Not a good move. I don't feel like getting yelled at by the coaches today. All right, so you're in that huddle with Medina. What are you saying here?
You're saying, guys, this is a really intense defensive series. They're going to Cleveland Heights is going to stay with their methodical offense. I don't think they're going to start passing the football. So you tell your defensive line up front, look, tighten down, control the gaps, okay? Don't let them get outside of us. That's it.
Heights was down 22-7 last week to Elyria.
And I'm sure now that they'll get into an offense and prove me wrong.
Yeah, Owen Bisker has seen a lot of time running the ball. That's been, between that and the big run from Darian Fair, the quarterback.
They're going to take a timeout and get themselves set.
Excuse me.
Like you mentioned, this is a huge offensive series for Cleveland Heights. Huge offensive series.
Second timeout of the half for Cleveland Heights, so they'll have one left. Again, we want to thank everybody for watching us on Spectrum's stream. High School Athletic Association, too, holds the express written consent of these games.
It's the first time we've seen a double wide receiver set like this from Cleveland Heights tonight.
Sorry about my scoreboard there on the bottom of the screen.
Straight ahead dive. Like you said, Medina is methodical. I'm going to think Cleveland Heights is going to stick with this offense and move the football just down the field.
.6:55 to go here in the first quarter.
Defensive line just absolutely did not bite on that fake. On the quarterback keep, held his ground, made the stop. So now we're 3rd and 5.
Just updating the ticker there for a second. Heights nowhere to go on that.
Well, the problem there, Andy, that I saw was the quarterback, when you're going to run that option, you've got to take the ball, you've got to get out to the defensive end and force him to make a read on you. I thought the quarterback pitched the ball way too early there, okay? And at that time, the defensive end didn't have to commit to anything, so he just stepped up and made the play.
So we talked about the importance of this series, and now Heights will punt.
And Medina will end up with a short field again.
For the first time. I mean, really, since their first drive of the game.
Since their first drive.
Jawan Jackson, 2 touchdowns tonight. Brennan Schramm. Long passes from Penn State. Soon to be Penn State quarterback, Drew Aller. Nice scoop. That'll leave the ball about the 45-yard line.
And that's right about where they started the football game at, if I remember correctly. Yeah. They started right around the 48 on their first series.
Matt Hamila.
Now, transition play like this, with about 5 minutes to go in the quarter, here's where I'd expect Medina to come right up top and go after it.
The dagger.
They have to kick off to start the second half. They're going to want to put some points on the board quickly.
Aller standing at the 37, puts his foot back, and now he's going to run. He's not scared to run either. He'll bring the ball up to the 50. Although with 5 wide receivers at 6'5", I don't know that I need him to run.
But you know what happened? Obviously, with five wide receivers and you've got man-to-man coverage, you've got a lot of people getting out of the box. And when you've got people rushing the quarterback and filling different lanes, he might be able to see a seam and get up in there.
5:29 to go, first half. Aller up top. It's going to be I thought he grabbed him.
And see, Andy, they set that play up the previous play. You saw the wide receiver on the outside come up motion, come up the field, and then he ran the ball. Next play, do the same thing. Now we're going to go deep.
I thought Tram got held there a little bit.
Could have.
It looked like Raphael Adams just kind of grabbed a piece of his jersey. Heights sent in the house. Aller not even thinking about it. Jackson, corner, about a yard away.
A little bit too strong on the throw there. And again, they're looking to put some points on the board deep. You can see that.
They'll go for it on 4th down, too.
I would think so, too. To the short sideline here again.
Probably 4th down and 5. Oh, they got Heights to jump offside.
First down, hard count. Boy, that hurts you. After you've played well defensively, that hurts you.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Pharrell Freeman just bit a little bit too early.
Now, Heights is disappointed. They're hanging their heads a second. Come right back up top to him.
.5:14, first half. Aller back, right down the middle. Catch is complete. Reed Kelp's first reception of the game. And they're just going to try to drive it. No huddle. Keep moving.
They were offsides.
Yep, they got him.
Yeah, Heights was not set. It was not all the way across the ball. You know what's really nice about that? He had gone downfield 3 or 4 times in a row. Now you have a nice short game, a nice 8-10 yard slant pass underneath when everybody's thinking you're going to go deep. That's a nice change of pace. And a nice touch on the throw by Alar.
Dead ball, approachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
.457 to go in the first half. It'll be first down and 5. Quarterback draw. Could be open all day. I don't know that I would do it, but it's something no one's expecting, I can tell you that. And it's not going to – well, he's going to keep it, and now he's going to throw for the end zone. And there you go. Touchdown. Who? Brennan Schramm. Number 3. Give him the hat trick.
Wow. What a pass.
That was a nice throw. Nice poise, patience by the quarterback, getting the ball right to where it needed to be.
.449 to go here in the first half. It's been Drew Aller, Brennan Schramm. Extra point. Count it. 21-0. Medina.
Now you start to put Cleveland Heights in a hole. Now they've got to start responding. You can't go any more 3 and outs here if they want to stay in this football game, because you know that Medina can still score more points.
Even if they just eat some clock here, that'll help them. You know, maybe go back in the locker room, you regroup.
Plus they get the ball to start the second half.
Tell the boys we're down 3-0 if you want to look at it that way.
Yep.
You know you're able to run the ball. We saw a real nice run early in the game from Cleveland Heights quarterback Darian Fair. And that's been the big offensive play for Heights so far. Jeremiah Dillard to the top of your screen.
Back deep for the Tigers, Jeremiah Dillard, number 8, and Jalen White, number 16.
Jalen White, 16, standing on the near side. Well, Heights has to get something going here. Hey, you on the line? They were, again, I said last week they were down 22-7, and they were able to come back in the second half. Maybe they're a little bit of a second half team this week.
Well, but they weren't going against the number 4 team in the state.
That's correct.
Right, this
Might
ain't
be a little
last
more
week. It's a
difficult
whole
tonight.
different
Tigers
team
will bring
right
the
here.
ball
Let's
out.
go, Heights.
Plenty of room and plenty
Let's
of
go.
space. Bring it up to the
Let's
40,
go.
the 50, and that's a 60-yard return.
That's
wow.
what I'm talking about.
Well, that's the way to put yourself in good field position.
Do something with this, man.
People sometimes forget, even at the high school level, how important those special teams are. Because now they've saved themselves 2 or 3 series of downs and maybe a timeout by being in Medina territory with only 4 minutes to go. And now they're in 4-down territory right away.
4:37, Heights with an opportunity here. Get a score, a hold, you get the ball back to start the second half, although 4 minutes in high school can be an eternity. 4:37. Bisker on the carry. Look at him, he's rolling to the 30, the 25, 20, to the 15, to the knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Owen Bisker with the big carry.
Read the seam very well, got to the outside in a hurry. Straight, direct handoff, that's a nice play.
Keegan O'Reilly saved a touchdown on that play. Owen Bisker with a big run right there. 9 touchdowns on the season. His eyes were looking pretty big. Number 10 was right in front of him there. Bisker will be the lone setback again. Jeremiah Dillard split out on the near side. They'll give it, nope, Bisker again, yep, pickup of 2, 1 maybe, somewhere in between there, Coach.
Kind of a tough play. No real. Normally you get some type of misdirection in that wing team. That was just a straight handoff right into the gap where the defensive tackle was.
He's Mark Verfolia. I'm Andy Baskin. Thanks for watching us on Spectrum Stream and Spectrum News 1. Make sure you catch out all the highlights tonight after the game right here on Spectrum News 1, as we've got highlights from all around the state. Folks, Bisker. Little rugby scrum.
Again, the ball carrier.
You know, Andy, I don't know how much Heights threw the ball, if at all, last week. But in the alignment they're in right now, take a look at, you've got a quick 5 to 7 yard slant. You're in the end zone, in the top of the field here.
They threw the ball quite a bit last week, especially when they were down 22-7. They knew they had to get back in the game.
Okay. I'm just looking at the split that's out there in the territory that's open. Now defensive back adjusts to going inside the receiver. Okay.
Jeremiah Dillard is the guy standing at the top of your screen. Darian Fair. Fair will keep it down to the 5. That'll bring up 4th down. They need to get in the end zone. I don't think they're going to kick a field goal here. 21-3 doesn't do you a whole lot on the road, especially in the second week of the playoffs. What will Heights do here?
Darian Fair carrying the ball.
What would you do?
Again, I would take advantage of the real estate at the top of the field here and would literally move to the outside and either throw it deep to the corner or one step to the outside and back in on a slant.
Let's see what Heights does here.
The defensive back is playing him to the inside.
2:39, second quarter. Heights will come around the outside, try to hit the corner, get to the end zone. Does he? To the pylon. Did he get in? That's the big question. Jalen White stopped at the 1. He's all the way on the far side of the field for us, so that's a tough read, even from any press box.
Hard to tell where the official is standing.
Oh, we had a call. Holding. Defensive holding.
Oh. Well,
That's a big play.
That'll give him another crack at it.
4.
Dead ball. Personal foul.
Oh.
Number 13. Half the distance to go.
Wow, that's a bad penalty, Coach.
Tough
bad
to
penalty.
take it. Now they got a fresh set of downs and 1st and goal.
I didn't see what Isaiah Perry did. At first, I thought I saw a holding call. 2:28 to go. First half. Fair under center. And that's it. Heights gets in the end zone for the first time tonight.
That's a big play for them with only 2 minutes to
Big
go in the half.
play, Heights. Now play some defense.
Especially with getting
See if that
football in the
defense
second
can,
half. That's a good momentum builder for them.
Get some points
If
on the board.
on this ensuing
You get a
kickoff.
nice pick.
They can
you know,
hold
they probably
Medina
gonna try
down.
to shove it
Darian
down.
Fair on the quarterback keeper, and Heights is on the board.
Good. That was a good series for them.
All set up by the big kickoff return. Heights gets the extra point as well. So now it's 21-7 again.
Different game now.
Yeah.
Different game.
The extra point is good.
But here's where now on
Tigers
Medina's
4-7.
side, this series of downs is huge.
Well, this is where we see what Goliath can do in this game, right?
Vince Holland kicking that extra point.
I would expect they'll go into some type of 2-minute offense or something to move the ball quickly up the field. Or maybe with his arm, it doesn't have to be a 2-minute offense.
It's amazing what good field position can do for you.
Amazing. And well, look at that. Kickoff back up to the 48-yard line. Again, they had a short field to start. It's a heck of a lot easier to start from there.
See, Heights' defense has shown signs of big plays just missing, like near interception here, near interception there. And now 21-7 in favor of Medina as we get near the half.
Overall, their secondary coverage has been, believe it or not, pretty good, even though it's a 21-7 score.
.224 to go before the break. Heights will kick it off. Nice kickoff. And it'll go into the end zone. Almost thought it was going to take a weird bounce there. Brennan Schramm was the intended kick returner.
Boy, he is around the ball a lot, is he not? A lot of plays.
He will start the ball at their 20-yard
I mean, look at his numbers going into this game. 62 receptions for 991 yards, 11 touchdowns, 615 yak yards after the catch.
That's amazing.
Wow.
All right. It's an interesting set. 3 receivers into the short side of the field, 2 to the wide side.
Aller back to pass. He'll throw towards the sidelines. Quick pass, get out of bounds. That's what they'll do. Matt Spatney on the reception. Marching band getting warmed up in the end zone on the far side.
Michael Rodak, number 6.
Oh, excuse me, Michael Rodak on the catch. 2:17. First half. Clock stop. Aller's going to air it out again. Schramm is all over the field.
He's all over the field.
Everywhere you look is 4. 4, 4, 4.
And he's just barely missed him a couple other times here.
Pass, Elijah Powell and Raphael Adams.
That'll wind the clock down to 2:11. Heights still has 1 timeout. Although I got to think if they can get Medina off the field, they'll do whatever it takes here.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'd burn one if the clock was rolling. Aller. He'll keep it. 35-40, 45-50, 45, crosses the 45-yard line. Aller with a big run. 22.
Now he can throw 1 ball towards the end zone.
Clock is running.
With a minute 50.
Well, we'll run here after they've said it. First down. 150. Aller through the middle.
Nice.
Butler on the reception. Pick up a 7. 1:35 to go. First half. 21-7 Medina. Heights was in this spot last week, down 22-7. Again, little different scenario, though. Different teams. Aller's going to keep it again to the 40, and he'll run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. What's the goal here? I mean, obviously to get to the end zone. Want to eat clock?
Well,
Want to bring it out of bounds? I mean, like I'm trying to.
Well, I think you want to, if you're going to get to the end zone, you want to score with less than about 20 seconds to go. You don't want Heights to have any time on the clock to do anything with the football. And with his arm, he can hit that end zone in one throw. So.
Aller at the 42.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with the short game because he can move it down the field and eat clock and score with literally very little time left.
Schramm to the 25. And Schramm matches number in the first half with touchdowns. He's got 3. He wears 4. It's 21-7.
1 minute.
Aller, corner route. Beautiful ball. Incomplete. Boy, that was a nice pass.
Well-thrown football.
It was intended for Ben Butler, and I don't think you can place the ball any better than that.
It's right where it needed to be thrown.
Just couldn't connect. 53 seconds to go here in the first half. Ken Duke Stadium, second round of the Ohio High School Athletic Association Region 1, Division 1 playoffs. Aller stands at his 30. Rodak in motion. Looks one way, turns the other. This time again, overthrown.
You know, it's interesting. I'm watching him, and certainly his receivers here at Medina are doing a great job. But I'm watching the way he's throwing the football, and I'm trying to imagine him with some 4.3 and 4.4 yard 40 burners next year at Penn State. That's going to be an interesting thing with that kind of a live arm.
James Franklin was here. Bernie Kosar was here a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
There were Heights rumors that Travis Kelsey might be in the crowd, but they have a game on Sunday. I can't imagine that he is, but if he is, we'll keep an eye out for him. We'll bring him up in the booth.
Boy, what a great representative of Cleveland and Cleveland Heights, Travis Kelsey. The class guy from minute one. Super player.
So his hockey coaches at the time will tell you that he could have played in the NHL. Did you ever? He was too young. He was out before high school. He played youth hockey. Steve Bogus, the coach who's at Mayfield now, will swear that he could have played in the NHL, and Stevie Bogus' brother was an outstanding hockey player as well.
I coached against him in youth hockey, and he was a pretty good player.
Against Travis?
Yes.
Interesting that he was a quarterback here at Cleveland Heights, too. 48 seconds to go, first half. Aller, will he look to the end zone again on third down? Oh, he's rushed, and that's going to be.
I'll tell you what, that's got to be intentional grounding. That's got to be.
How is that not? There wasn't a receiver within
not
10 yards. There it is. Yeah, there's your play.
It's got to be. That was desperation all the way.
I don't know. What do you tell a quarterback in that situation? I mean, it's like live to see another down, bring up a long fourth down, throw it. Just again, eat it, don't you?
With his arm, just eat it. You know, if you're in a situation where you're down, you know, then it's a different story. But you're up 21-7. You got a live arm. Live for the next down. You don't want to turnover.
No, and that's about as close as you're going to get to a turnover. Again, he only has 4 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
That'll bring up fourth down and an eternity. 10, 20, about 26, 27 yards there, Coach?
26, 27. You're right.
They told me there'd be no math in this game. Just hold it and throw. It was a fake punt. I don't know. Do you think the pressure got to him and he decided not to punt?
I don't know, because if that was a planned fake punt, it didn't look well executed.
I don't know. The pressure was there. Heights sent a couple guys. Now, they have one timeout left. There's 35 seconds. If you're Heights and you're Darian Fair, who can throw the ball? I mean, he can throw it 30, 40, 50 yards. He can get there.
Rather than risking an interception or anything like that,
you know you got the ball back.
I'd run the clock out and start the second half with the football.
We'll see what Max Stevens does here. They're going to go.
You got a little momentum.
3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 up top. They'll send 5 wide. Stevens hasn't thrown a whole lot tonight. That's Elijah Folks.
Oh.
Heights will get it down to the 40, the 30, the 20,
Look
all the way in.
Let's go.
Oh, my. Boy,
Touchdown, Tigers.
Prove me wrong. That's a great
Jeremiah Dillard. Wow.
Right there.
Folks had a nice block. Dillard was able to take it to the house. And look now, it's could be a 7-point game.
I tell you, Andy, fooled me all the way. I would have never expected that.
You were ready to take a knee.
I was ready to take a knee. I guess that's old school versus new school.
Max Stevens, not messing around on that Heights sideline.
Now
He's
it's a whole new
play.
ball game because now it's a one-score game.
Heights gets the extra point. How many times in a high school game have you seen a big play like that only just get flattened by a missed extra point?
Well, that's right. But even if he had missed the extra point, still only 21-13, that would have been an 8-point, one-score game. So you're right in it. Boy, Max Stevens, prove me wrong, Coach. Great job.
Wow, 22 seconds to go. Medina's had plenty of chances to put this thing away. And Heights is living to see another day. Again, I tell you, they came back last week down 22-7.
I would love to be in both those locker rooms at halftime to hear what's said.
Larry Laird's got to be shocked.
This is, again, one of the most competitive ball games they've had all year long.
Well, you talked about earlier in the season.
It was tie game with Warren Harding at halftime, I remember.
And what happened in the second?
They blew him out in the second.
So that's what, if you're Heights, you can't just be happy to be here at this point down a touchdown, knowing you're going to get the ball, and you got to hope here. Look, 22 seconds, boys. You got to play defense. Fans stirring a squib kick.
Yeah, squib kick.
You know, they did that all week last week against Elyria. That's all we saw against Elyria. I don't know that you want to leave Drew Eller 60-yard field, though. I hate to say it. 21 seconds. Did they poke the bear? That's my question.
Well, again, I'm sure I'll be proven wrong again. But if I were Medina, I'm throwing the home run ball here.
So Aller will stand at his own 30.
Damn, that's how
4
Medina
receivers
feel.
to
They're
the
going for
bottom of
the
your
best
screen,
speed.
one up high, and Aller will go up high and overthrow
Almost intercepted.
Drew Hensley. We haven't called his name very much tonight. 40 catches, 469 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season. Heights' DBs have played well tonight, too.
They have.
Heights has played much better than they did last week, even in that win.
We said that. Even though Medina had scored 21 points, their coverage has been pretty good.
4 receivers to the near side, underthrown. 13 seconds, 3rd down.
The momentum seems to be changing.
And the fans here in Medina are getting a little restless. They want to see their bees sting. 13 seconds to go in the half. Aller, back, near side. Go get the completion. Reed Kelps at the 41. 9 seconds to go. You got to air it out here, right?
You have to.
Pick a receiver. I'll say Jackson. And go Schramm for his 4th. Butler's another option, so is Rodick. Butler in motion.
Let's go. Do not let these boys in this end zone, Tyke.
9 seconds.
Do not let these
6 seconds on the
boys
play
in
clock.
this
5,
end zone,
4,
Tyke.
What are we
3.
doing here?
Can you take a timeout? Take a timeout.
Okay.
So
Stop being
rather
so
than
thirsty, Dinah.
take the delay game, they waited for 1 second to go on the play clock.
Well, once again, they might have been looking to see what kind of coverage they were going to see.
Sure.
So now you can draw up the play knowing what you're going to be thrown against.
Can you air it out 60 yards?
Looks to me like his arm is pretty close to that, yes. When I saw him throw from the 1 hash mark all the way to the opposite sidelines on a rope, that's a pretty good arm.
He's a special kid. We're going to be watching him for a long time. He's off to Penn State next year. 6'5", 230. It's funny, I walked by him and I was like, reminded me of Todd Blackledge a little, and then I'm like, are you thinking that because he's going to Penn State? Medina will punt, and this one's going straight up in the air. And it stays in bounds with 1 second left. All right, now.
I'm not guessing anything at this point.
You're not going to guess.
No.
What will Max Stevens do? Yeah, look,
Man,
we talked about just
go
going to the
for it,
locker room
Mac.
down 14.
Go for it, Coach.
One
Mac.
big
Throw
play.
that
Heights has had some
thing
big
out
plays in
there,
this game.
man. And 17 is going to be ready.
11-0 Medina. 9-2 Cleveland Heights. Think about how long that school has been around. They've had their first ever home playoff game. Although I think sometimes I look at the numbers and they're skewed because of the way the playoffs have grown in the state of Ohio.
Right.
How
difficult
Associated
it is.
Press
Yes.
champions. You think about the 70s and how hard it was there. Heights will take a knee, and they will get the ball to start the second half, and that is the next time we will talk to you. So we'll take a brief time out here for halftime. The Medina Bees lead the Cleveland Heights Tigers 21-14. Lost the kicker for a second. Oh my God, you're killing it. Good throw. Yeah. Just raise it up, trying to make sure I see the numbers.
You know what? It's hard to see something.
Wow, Madonia's up on Wood South for nothing.
Where's the bathroom?
You gotta walk all the way down to that hut. We got time.
The white?
Yeah, where the concession stand.
Into the shift.
Ladies and gentlemen, Medina High School is proud to present the 2021 edition of the award-winning Medina Musical Bees. Tonight, the Musical Bees are led onto the field by field commanders Emily Tundra, Jenna Malloy, Megan Malloy, and Chandler Lewis. Please welcome the Medina Musical Bees. We'd like to congratulate the Musical Bees on an outstanding marching band competition season. This season, they were two-time grand champions, along with many other honors and awards. Additionally, they have earned the highest honor by receiving a superior rating at OMEA State Marching Band Finals last weekend in Hilliard, Ohio. This now makes it the 19th consecutive year the Musical Bees have earned this honor at State Marching Band Finals, a streak that began before any of the current band members were born. It is great to see them carry on the tradition of excellence from generation to generation. Tonight, the Musical Bees would like to kick back a little bit with some good old 80s Paul Simon music. Here is You Can Call Me Al. His hit song Bad Guy was the fifth single off her studio debut album back in 2019. The singer co-wrote the song with her brother Phineas in their childhood home. The song would go on to receive several awards, including Record and Song of the Year at the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. Please enjoy.
Dinah about to come with it this second half. Tigers gotta hold on.
Train Runnin' debuted on the Doobie Brothers' 1973 album, The Captain and Me. The tune evolved from an untitled and mostly ad-libbed instrumental jam by the band. They were later convinced to put some words to the song and promote it. The song became a hit and peaked at number 8 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Billboard described it as a good-timey, good harmony cooker. Here is Long Train Running. Musical Bees would like to thank all their friends, family, and community members for their generosity and continued support. The Musical Bees would like to remind everyone to keep up the support for music programs like the ones we have here in Medina. Our children will always need support from people like you. Thank you, everyone, and go Bees! It's very important that Saniqua Jones, please report to the press box and see the announcer. Saniqua Jones to the press box.
You already know, bruh. Let's go hikes. You already know, bruh. You already know what it is. Already know what it is. Boys got to come out with it, man. Have that same energy they ended that first half with. That's the Tigers that can get this win.
Need for everyone to look down at the goalpost towards the concession stand. Time for the Chick-fil-A halftime kicking challenge. Tonight, Laney Harris is going to attempt. Let's go! You can do it! You can do it! She's going to attempt a field goal. And if she wins, she gets Chick-fil-A for a year. Let's cheer her on.
I guarantee it ain't one empty space on that Medina side.
Sounds like the cows in trouble. Good effort, Laney. Again, if Saniqua Jones is still in the stadium, please report to the announcer at the press box. Keep up with Ohio High School Athletic Association's tournament brackets, scores, photos, and news from around the state by going to the OHSAA website at www.ohsaa.org, along with our other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Connect with the OHSAA so that you can stay connected. Programs for the OHSAA tournament contest are currently on sale. Tournament qualifiers, state championship history, and lots of other exciting features are included. Pick up your copy of the program today. Do you love sports? Have a desire to stay close to the game and want to contribute to the educational experiences of the student athletes? Become an OHSAA contest official, where open positions are always available. To get started, go to www.ohsaa.org/officiating today. Again, the Musical Bees Master Sale is Saturday, November 20th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. The Musical Bees would like to help support you the same way you support them, by getting you a new mattress. Now returning to the field, the Tigers and the Battling Bees.
And welcome back to Ken Duke Stadium here in Medina. Andy Baskin alongside Mark Ferfolia, the legend, as I like to call him. What a half we had in the first half. to make sure you can hear us here. Hello. And welcome back to Medina, Ken Duke Stadium. What a game we've had. Region 1, Division 1, Cleveland Heights and Medina. Medina rolled over Shaker Heights last week. Cleveland Heights came back trailing by a score of 22-7 to Elyria to advance on a scoop and score with 7 seconds to go to make it here to Medina. And, you know, early on you watched the first half of this game and you thought, well, Medina is really in control. They're methodically playing the game. They're slicing and dicing when they needed to. And they were able to jump out early to a 14-0 lead. But Cleveland Heights has worked their way back into this game with a big play near the end of the first half. And here we sit as we get ready for the third quarter. 21-14 your score as we start the third quarter in the second half of play here.
Well, let's see this first drive for Cleveland Heights. I mean, they certainly had all the momentum in the world in the second quarter there. And now if they can come out and get a score here and tie this game up, it is a whole new football game. You know, I tell you, Max Stevens and his group, what a job they did in the second quarter. And just threw all caution to the wind and just made it happen.
And they've been able to do it on the ground.
Yes, yes.
You know, they came out with a different game plan than they had last week, too. They've been going to Owen Bisker quite a bit, one of their fullback. And, you know, here's a guy with 9 touchdowns this season. But, you know, they kind of lulled them in this way. They did the Bees, and it's a little bit different. And then Heights was able to come up with some big plays. And Jeremiah Dillard with the touchdown. Ooh, kicker slipped on that play. And Heights will have the ball in good field position to start the second half.
Hey, Andy, one upset alert score in the making here that we saw at halftime. In the third quarter, Glenville is up 22-7 over VA St. Joe's. That would be a huge upset should that happen. Number 7 team over the number 2 team right now in the third quarter.
So here we sit. We'll start the third quarter. Cleveland Heights will have the ball. And they'll start on their own 39-yard line. Darian Fair is your quarterback. We talk about the 1-2 punch for Cleveland Heights. Elijah Foles, number 1. Darian Fair, number 2. Although we didn't see a whole lot of that. Heights looks like they're going to come out. And they look like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say they're going to throw just because they're throwing a couple wide receivers out there. But
it's that double wing look, though. Yep.
On the keeper is Fair. He'll pick up 5. That'll bring up second down and 5 from the 45-yard line. 11:50 to go here in the third quarter. It's a little cough. It's a tickle, and it won't go away. Second down and 5. Fair under center. Bisker flanked off to the right. And he'll give it to Bisker. And Bisker will come close to a first down. I think he got it. Got to the 50. Chains want to move.
It's the option look there. Gives the handoff. He could have read the play. If he stacked up, he would have kept it and come around the end. Nice read by the quarterback there.
Jalen White, 16. Flanked off the tackle. Tight set. Bisker again. Nothing doing. Trying to lull them in? Coach, what are we trying to do here?
You know, it really looks like they are. And all of a sudden, it looks like now they'll have to go wide on second and long. 2 receivers up to the wide side of the field. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. Double wing with 2 receivers up top.
Jamarian Lanham, 17 on the inside. He's a two-way player.
And there it is.
Jet sweep.
Yeah, the jet sweep. Yeah, we saw that earlier.
Jalen White gets 1 on third down.
I'd like to see that play to the short side of the field, not the wide side of the field, with 2 receivers out there, extra linebackers out there. Tough to make that play happen and get to the corner to the wide side.
Third down and 9 after the jet sweep. Jamarian Lanham to the bottom of your screen. Heights will run again. Bisker 45, 40, 35. He's got room. 30. He'll get down to the 25-yard line. I don't think Medina expected this.
No, I don't think they did either. And again,
Nice
Heights is giving them that look. It's
Bisker.
got two wide receivers way out there, splitting the corners way out wide, getting two extra people not inside the box there. Nice job reading by the quarterback.
Darian Fair, number 2, your quarterback. He can run too. Back to Bisker, to the 20. Bisker's eating up chunks tonight.
Boy, they're getting off the football in this drive, Andy.
Down to the 18.
Their offensive line is getting a real nice push off the football.
Heights about 19 yards away from sending some vibes across Northeast Ohio here. Boy, the crowd is totally out of it. This hometown crowd, or the Medina home side crowd, is packed, absolutely packed. Want to guesstimate how many people are here? Full stands at Ken Duke Stadium on the home side. Heights will send it up the middle. This time a little bit of a different look. Wilson Jackson, the big man. Is that Bisker? Wilson was leading the way then. Okay, Bisker had it. 44, I was about to say, that's the first time we've seen him carry the ball. My eyes were deceiving me. Wilson will go out. John Gordon will come back in. Gordon's played most of the game in the running back spot. 8:23 to go, third quarter. Fair on the keeper, on the pitch, and Heights will lose yards and fumble, but I think the Tigers got it back. Yes, they did.
Way too much penetration to be able to run an option pitch like that.
I think Jalen White was able to recover it at the end.
They had penetration from the inside that never allowed the quarterback to get to the defensive end to make his read. So we got
Tigers need to score right here.
Jeremiah Dillard
Great
here on the
opportunity
near
to
side.
score.
Jamarian Lanham standing just above the 30s. Will Heights pass?
Yeah,
That's the
give it to
question
that
on
lane.
fourth down. Darian Fair, he'll keep it. He'll push, and Heights will lose the ball on downs. So once again, Medina's defense coming up with a big defensive stand. They were able to get the ball earlier in the game in the first quarter. Heights, you think about that. If Heights picks up one more yard, it's a tie game.
It's a tie game. So now the pressure turns the other way. Cleveland Heights now got stopped. They've got to stop Medina here before Medina gets the train rolling again. We'll see if Medina has made any adjustments here to start the second half.
Drew Aller, first time here. 3 touchdown passes in the first half. All to Brennan Schramm. Incomplete. The temperature has definitely dropped.
It has dropped a
It is
little bit
39
here.
degrees right now. 35 degrees, I should say. 39 a little bit far enough, about 20 miles north of here. It's 4 degrees warmer. It's clear, though. It's a perfect night for high school football. Aller, Schramm, 30, 35, 40, and knocked out of bounds.
Defensive back had it covered pretty well. He could have stopped him for a 4 or 5 yard gain, but just couldn't make the tackle.
Travell Wright on the tackle. No huddle. Medina coming right back to it. 5 wide receivers. Aller off to Penn State. Can't say that enough. One of the area's most highly, what's the word I'm looking for there?
Recruited.
Highly recruited. Although he knew he wanted to go to Penn State. He'll keep it. 50, 40, 30, makes a move, 20, 15, and taken out of bounds at the 11-yard line. We told you Aller can run.
Well, I tell you what was nice there. They had a 2-receiver set. The inside receiver went in motion, took the cornerback with him across the field, absolutely opened up the lane for Aller to get in there inside the wide receiver.
7:06 to go, third quarter. He's throwing top of the screen and nothing doing. Tried to get a quick pass off there.
Boy, I didn't think the fullback was set there.
Drew Henley was the intended receiver.
But there's a flag down. Yep.
Flag now. But that's late on an offside, though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know what it is.
Let's listen in.
Oh, okay.
Defense. That'll bring up first down and 5.
I know when they came up to the line, it didn't look to me like the running back was set, but that's why they're down here and we're up here. Four receivers up top.
The one wide receiver on the short side is the man with 3 touchdowns. He's not messing around. Aller trying to get to the end zone, and he's in.
Again, you move 4 to 5 people to the wide side of the field, away from where you're going to run the football. Once you beat that first level of people and get to the second level, there's nobody there.
So expand the score. And it's good. 28-14 in favor of Medina. 6:57 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, if you're Medina, that's a good move for you. Now you've reestablished yourself a little bit after a couple of scores by Cleveland Heights. If you're Cleveland Heights, now the pressure starts to come back to your side. Okay, we can't go 3 scores down. We've got to stay within that 7 to 14 point margin. So this, again, is every series for them is huge here in the second half.
Correction on the time, 6:57 to go in the third quarter. 6:57. It's a new scoreboard they have here in Medina.
You know, I like a lot of the graphics and everything I see in it. The only thing that's hard to read
is down and distance.
distance. It's in a very unusual spot on the scoreboard.
So word on the street is it's a brand new scoreboard operator. So that's what maybe they're having a little trouble catching up.
Oh, okay. But he's your friend, isn't he?
No. It's somebody else.
Oh, okay.
It was the friend that threw him under the bus.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I tell you what, can't say enough about the hospitality from the athletic department here at Medina for us coming in to do the ball game
Oh, it's
tonight.
been great. This is the
great.
biggest booth I've had in probably 25 years of ever being able to call play-by-play.
But it's just a great experience here at Duke Stadium.
This is such an old stadium that is new. You know, it's been around for decades. I remember coming here to cover All-Star games in the late 80s when I was working at WAKC, Channel 23, when they had an ABC affiliate in Akron. Now I think about it years later, and we're here. Ball was tipped by Cleveland Heights. Heights will get the ball back, and they'll take it up to the 30-yard line. A swarm of bees. I've been waiting to say that all night on the tackle. Jalen White on the return.
Well, we were told by all the Medina fans, faithful at halftime, that we had to wait to see the adjustments they were going to make here in the second half. So let's see. Let's see what happens. It looks like that first series, a couple different sets with 4 receivers. So let's see.
We've seen games like this flip pretty quick, too. That's the other thing. And the other thing is we haven't had a turnover in this game. I don't know if I just jinxed Heights or not, but we haven't had a turnover in the game yet. Bisker. Again, it's like they're chipping away and making an ice sculpture. They got a little bit of the ice, and they try to break the ice.
Medina is really, really controlling the gaps at the line of scrimmage. It makes it difficult for that direct handoff to find the seam and get some yardage.
Heights will go with two wide receivers. Jalen White offset. Heights will pass. They'll throw. And, man, you thought for a second there. I put the Maloik on, but we almost had an interception. That's the farthest Heights has tried to throw the ball downfield all night, though.
Well covered by Medina. Two defensive backs right there at the point of attack.
28-14 is your score here in Medina. Second round of the Ohio High School Athletic Association football playoffs, Division I, Region 1. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. It is third down. Ball on the 31-yard line, and we finally hear the Medina fans percolating in the stands in front of us. Heights will throw again. And that one went to the third row. It's cold, and I think it gets a little bit colder when you're trying to throw the ball when you're Darien Fair.
You know, just to further your comment about the Medina fans, isn't it great to be back here on a Friday night with high school football, and you're in a community that's really just supporting their local team? It's just
Sure.
It's great to see that community pride and both sides of the field here tonight. You know, and after last year's season where the kids didn't really have an opportunity to do a whole lot.
A lot of empty stadiums. Band parents and football parents during COVID. Heights is here on fourth down. They will punt. Not a bad punt. The man with the hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Schramm standing back there. You definitely can feel the tide turn in this game. Like, that touchdown took the air out of Cleveland Heights.
Took the air right out of the momentum. You know, going up to that point, I had mentioned it at halftime, it looked like Cleveland Heights was kind of hanging around, and then if they'd have gotten that touchdown,
Right.
it's a whole different game. But now the tide has turned again.
I think it's just, you know, especially when you're coaching it in any sport, in anything, it's 1 or 2 plays. It's always 1 or 2 plays. Heights had that fourth down, 4 tries inside the 5 in the first half. Now, I don't know if that would have made a difference, but it would have made this thing a little bit closer. Aller airs it out. Ooh. Schramm had to go right through his fingers. It's cold. He's wearing gloves, though.
Good coverage, though. Good coverage, man-to-man. Guys stride for stride with him. It would have been a great catch had he made it.
Wonder if Aller wants to take Schramm to Penn State with him. Those two are in sync for the most part. I mean, he had trouble hanging on to that ball, but with 3 touchdowns tonight, an impressive night. He'll go over to the sidelines, though. Coach will give him okay, hang on. Let's see what we can do next time. Give him a little pat on the side. Second down. Ball on the 33-yard line. Aller will roll to the top of the screen. Plenty of time. And he'll pick up about 6 on that. The other guy I keep thinking about while I'm watching him play is Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know why. I mean, he's more agile than Roethlisberger is right now.
Much more agile.
But a young Roethlisberger kind of, I'm trying to find the comparison.
Back at Findlay High School?
Perhaps.
Winning ticket will get you
Perhaps.
$191.
Or maybe even at Miami as a young budding quarterback in the Mid-American Conference.
Yep.
4 receivers to the bottom. Aller's going to hang on to it again. He's feeling the run right now, and he got enough for a first down.
Well, once again, they run that motion, bring the outside linebacker all the way across the field with the 1 receiver, 1 less person to beat on the short side.
You know what was impressive about that? He did it without his shoe. He lost his shoe at the 42-yard line. He just put it back on. It was like they had him. He lost his shoe. And then all of a sudden, with his sock on, he was able to pick up the first time. Now he's going to go. And looking for the pass. Oh, close. I think they'd want pass interference here. Reed Kelp's the intended receiver. Do you think it was close?
I didn't. Honestly, I thought it was good play defensively. What's interesting is towards the end of the second half, Medina was throwing a lot of 10 to 12 to 14-yard throws. Now we're back to going 20, 25, 30 yards downfield.
Aller from the 45. He'll chuck it up in the air again. Who's there? Schramm.
That's a great catch. That was a great catch. Defensive back was hanging all over him. Pulled a good throw, good catch. I tell you, this is one heck of a duo.
Medina trying to get down the field. Unfortunately, when he gave the ball back to the officials, he kind of threw it back into the middle. Medina was trying to hurry up the offense to get down here, and then the officials had to go pick up the ball. I would hand it to the officials if you're going to try to run the offense coming down as fast as you can. 4:55 to go in the third quarter. Down the middle. It was a bullet. It just wasn't caught. Kelps was there. It was a little out of his reach, too. Did you see something on that last play?
I did. The defensive backs for Cleveland Heights, we had trips to the top of the field, and the inside defensive back really was way to the inside of the field. I was looking for one of those receivers to start moving to in an out route. Now we've got 4 receivers up to the top.
Second down and 10.
And only 3 defensive backs.
4:40 to go. Aller's going to keep it again, and he'll run in for his second touchdown of the half.
Once again, same thing as the last run. They move everybody wide to the one side of the field, and now he goes the other way running the football.
Drew Aller on the 12-yard touchdown run. .444 to go in the third quarter, and this game seems to be slipping away from Cleveland Heights quickly.
Starting to slip away.
So he'll go for the extra point, and it's up, and it's good. So your score here at Ken Duke Stadium, 35-14 in favor of Medina.
That's 2 touchdowns within the space of about 4.5 minutes, and now the train is starting to pull away from the station.
So what was the adjustment they made at halftime, though?
I didn't really see much of an adjustment. Well, they're running the football a little bit more. He's run the football twice for touchdowns.
Right.
And again, with motion, they motioned into quads, which took one of the defensive backs all the way across the field, and one less person at the second level for the quarterback to beat. But I'm going to bet if you looked at what they did during the season, especially what I was told by some of the coaches that went against them, that they also did that many times during the season, that if he didn't see something open, he was very, very good and very adept at pulling the ball down and going after it.
We got to look for some of the Medina fans that were talking about the adjustment to us at halftime. He just looked up and he gave me the, see, I told you. I got to tell you, this really is an impressive facility, and we talked about that. I mean, they've got like a major league concession stand downstairs. It's like a store when you walk down there. You try to get it, and any kind of food you can think of, they've got it down there. 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. It is 35-14 in favor of Medina. The winner of this game will get the winner of St. Ignatius Stowe, and that would be next week.
I've not seen a score on that at this point.
Fine, friendly folks here in Medina. An impressive Blue Jackets hat walking through the press box right now. You're in the right press box. A couple hockey guys here on top of our football careers here calling stuff. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. It is 35-14, and you can feel this one swinging all Medina's way. And I think that's, what we thought would happen in the beginning of the game. I mean, you have to give Cleveland Heights credit for the way they played in the first half. And, we were talking before the game about, early round games with the expanded playoffs. You find yourself in some interesting predicaments. This would be a traditional, though, first round game. And
right.
it is playing almost like a traditional first round game right now.
Yeah, you looked at,
even look at Medina last week.
Yeah, I mean,
50 points when you hang that on Shaker Heights.
And I think Maslin won with 76 points. And, I think that it's great that kids get the opportunity to be in the playoffs, but maybe they might have to tinker with the format a little bit.
How do you do it, though? And it's almost a multi-sport thing, though, too. And it's
it
not only
is.
football, it's other sports, too. We were just talking about hockey there for a second.
Yeah, well, it is. But one of the things that you just got to make sure of is, these kids, they put their hearts and soul into their seasons and whatever. And you sure hate to see a kid play his last high school football game and get beat by 60 points.
Right.
You don't want it to end that way. So maybe if they can just tinker with it a little bit and somehow adjust those.
Maybe seating, maybe,
Yeah.
giving buys, if you could do that, or figure out
Right.
something else. That's probably
Right.
the best way to do it.
But you want the kids to have that experience in the playoffs, that's for sure.
Penalty on Medina. That'll give Heights a first down. Ball on the 31-yard line.
The problem with what's going on right now is the offense that Heights is running is not the kind of offense where you can come from 30 points behind very easily. It takes a lot of time, a number of series of plays. With the exception of a breakaway 50-yard run, you're not going to get a lot of plays more than 10, 12, 15 yards.
Second down and 12 after the loss of 2. Heights will get it back to the original line of scrimmage on the play. 2:53 to go here in the third quarter. Push the ball back on the other side of the 30-yard line. Well, I know Drew Aller's looking forward to the rest of this season, and so far things have gone absolutely perfect for the Bees. But I'm looking forward to watching him play on Saturdays, and man, he's got the bod to play on Sundays too.
Well,
hopefully somewhere down the road.
It's interesting. I'd like to look back at some of Medina's games this year and see how many times.
Avoids the sack, hangs on to the ball, and finds a receiver. Wow, great play by Darian Fair, but he dropped it. Ouch.
It'd be interesting for me to see how many times Medina and their top-ranked quarterback has been in the game late in the third quarter.
Jalen White is down, but I think his pride is there. Boy,
Yeah,
he had it.
He's a little disappointed. It was going to be a great play, and now they're in a punting situation.
Trainer will run out just to make sure. It's like, man, I should have had it. I should have had it. We never really talk about the trainers very much. How much work they put in throughout a season, and it's thankless. They're out there all the time, and
as a high school coach, I would be lost without a trainer. With the things that the kids go through nowadays, and just they're so skilled at analyzing what the problem is and how to resolve it. You're right, they're an unsung hero of high school athletics.
Heights will punt. Ooh, almost blocked, and a flag running into the kicker, perhaps? I don't know. If he did, he got his shoelaces. Ball still rolling, down to the 19-yard line, but we've got a flag. It's not roughing the kicker, if anything, but it's in the general vicinity of that. Maybe running into. Still not enough for a first down.
No, it looked like an illegal chop block.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Let's see what he calls.
Hanging on. They'll discuss it. Or they'll just decline it. Maybe that's where we're going with this.
He gave the initial signal. I'm just waiting to see here.
It's going to be a short field nonetheless for Medina. Much bigger challenge for the Bees this week than Heights' arch rival, Shaker Heights, from last week. Well, we're not going to hear from the officials on this one. Still trying to figure out what they call.
Yeah. He's got to get to the other side of the football, so I'm waiting for a signal here.
Illegal block.
Yep.
Kicking team number 44.
There was an illegal chop block on the inside. Got to make that initial contact, at the waist or above.
Wilson Jackson, again, that's his second 15-yard penalty. Again, it's the little discipline things like that. And, when I said last week, Heights had a great interception. They picked off Illyria in the end zone and run the ball out to the 40, and then you get a taunting call. And I'm just like, as a coach, it's just crazy. It's the stuff that absolutely drives you nuts. Aller is going to keep it again. He's looking to run this half. Nice move at the 45. He'll take it to the 50, and he'll slide out of bounds. There's a college play for you.
You know, to your point there, a play like the taunting is one that certainly is preventable. But some of the other calls you're going to see, like the illegal chop block or some of those things, sometimes those at the end of a game where all of a sudden the momentum starts slipping away from you, sometimes those are frustration type penalties.
Sure.
You know, not that you couldn't be disciplined to stop them, but you know, your technique, your head is hanging, your technique just lacks a little bit.
1:18 to go in the third quarter. Aller with pressure. Not really a screen, but good enough to get a first down for Medina.
A nice underneath crossing route there.
Reed Kelps brings it to the 42.
Good call for that particular defensive alignment, because they brought somebody hard from the outside on alarm.
It's almost like a naked screen.
Yeah, the outside receiver runs down the field. The inside receiver then just slants.
48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Schramm was in motion before the flags went flying. First down and 10.
Red ball. Snap infraction. On the outside. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I'm laughing because there's a couple fans in front of it with the "you can't do that" cheer, and it was on their own team. I love the creativity sometimes. You know, it's been interesting to go around, you know, especially Northeast Ohio here and watching fans from all across. I'll finish the story here in a second. Aller at the 50. He'll get to the 45. He is just blowing guys away now.
That's the same
to
play
the 40.
he scored a couple touchdown runs on. Motion across the field into a 4-receiver set, run away from it. So maybe that's the adjustment they were talking about.
Yeah, I always find it interesting to watch how, you know, kids at the games and, you know, in the 70s, Cleveland Heights had some really, really good basketball teams. One went down to the state championships in 75.
Jim Capoletti, the coach?
Jim Capoletti was the coach. Capoletti Court, rest his soul. You know, and they had a thing that was called the section. And it was just really cool. I don't know that things that they do now would be considered PC, but some of the things, you know, all the kids went with their gold shirts. They all sat in the middle of the old gym at Cleveland Heights High School, and, you know, just even the little things like during the starting lineups, you know, it was such a great basketball team. Lloyd Franklin, Michael Franklin, they were outstanding teams. And I just remember going as a kid to go watch them play, and, you know, the stands or the fans in the stands when they pull the newspapers out,
and read them. Oh,
you know, the creativity is just—it's outstanding.
You know, and as a coach, you love that.
Yeah.
I love it, even from opponents. You know, you love seeing the fans really getting into it for their own team and the support they give them. That's what makes high school athletics so great.
And we are done with 3 quarters here at Ken Duke Stadium, and Medina really taking control in the third quarter. It is 35-14, and it's a much different game after 2 rushing touchdowns from Drew Aller. So 12 minutes to go in this game. And like I said, running the ball. I mean, really, that's the adjustment. He said, forget it. Let's just let our quarterback run.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I think that play right there, I think that was almost a coverage run because he was looking to go deep, but the receiver was covered pretty well, so then he did tuck it down and go. Some of the other plays, I think, were designed quarterback runs.
Probably start milking some of the clock off the play clock here. 15 seconds to go on the play clock. 11:51 in the quarter. Aller's going to look back. He's going to drop back, and he's going to throw it up and out of bounds.
I would also wonder, Andy, how much longer we'll see him in the football game. Up 35-14, and they're going to have a huge game next week.
Right.
So you certainly don't want to risk any kind of injury with he or some of his other first liners.
It's great to see the drive of this Medina team. Again, frustrated last year in the playoffs with the loss to Menor. And, you know, they've been driven. He came back a better quarterback this season. They've come back with just an outstanding, you know, fivesome of wide receivers, all with big numbers and big yards. And then, you know, you turn to your defense when you need your defense, and that's exactly what they did in the first half. It was so key. Allard's going to throw, and in and out of the hands, and we have our first turnover of the game. Heights with the interception.
Great play by the defensive back. Good interception.
Raphael Adams. Adams having a great week this
You
week.
know, we talked all night long about how he's thrown the ball up into the outside, and that time he underthrew it just a little bit. And defensive back was in position to make a play.
11:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. Raphael Adams, interception. Our first turnover of the game. Well, can Heights have one little spark left in them? There's a lot of time left in this game, but you need big play touchdowns to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really mentioned it much, but Heights is Mo Hamilton, 70 on the line. He'll be going off to West Virginia next year. Heights on the jet sweep pitch. Around the corner to the outside and out of bounds. So Heights trying to get a little spark here late in the game. Jeremiah Dillard. He'll pick up a first down.
Picks up a first down before he's stopped by number 5, Matt Spatney.
Spatney on the tackle, and that kid is a tackling machine. He's been all season long. 11:28 to go, fourth quarter, 35-14, Medina. Heights will pick up some more yards. If you're Medina, go ahead, run the ball. Although Heights, again, it's like the ice sculpting offense.
Yep.
Chip, chip, break.
Problem is we're starting to run out of time for that to be effective or for that to work.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw it a little if they want to try to get back in this thing. 11 minutes to go in the game. Still moving. Keep your feet going, right, Coach?
Yep. And you got another fourth quarter score coming in here. Rocky River up 32-15 over Buckeye. And Holy Name leading Norton 7-0 in the second quarter.
Owen Bisker on the first down run. Bisker's had a nice night tonight. Darian Fair will pitch the ball off. And Heights will hang it around the corner and just past the 40-yard line. Jalen White.
And Andy, on a score that has big effect on this game here tonight.
Right.
Going into the final quarter, St. Ignatius leads Stowe 28-12.
28-12. So we could be looking at Medina and St. Ignatius next week.
Yep.
Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. 35-14. Oh, fumble. And Heights will just have to lay on it.
Boy, that just doesn't help.
Not when you're trying to come back. Dillard did a nice job of just getting down the ball. Said, hey, I ain't got this. We're not going anywhere. Let's just cut our losses.
Yep.
Well, Heights with one of the biggest wins in their high school football history last week. Their first ever win at Crawford Field on the corner of Cedar and Lee. They advanced this week. They looked good in the first half.
And, you know, regardless of what happens here tonight, they ought to celebrate that. They ought to celebrate that and move forward. That's a stepping stone. And Coach Stevens and the Tigers to just take that and build on it if they end up not being successful tonight.
4th and 7. Heights is going to go here. This is, I mean,
they have to.
They have to, without a doubt. 9-10 to go in the ball game. Fair on the keeper, fakes the pitch, and gets it to the 40.
Be about a yard shy.
Yeah. Just missed the first down. That's a big play. Heights thinks they got the first down. That'd be an amazing spot if they got the first down on that.
I can't see that.
They were hoping for it. That was wishful thinking. Jalen Edwards, the big guy, trying to will his way to a first down. They're about 3/4 of a yard short of a first down. So the ball goes over on downs to Medina, and the Bees have a 35-14 lead here in the fourth quarter.
He still got his starters in there, so looking for another score here.
So on downs, Medina will take the ball. Aller. Ooh, big hit. Nice Nice football play, though.
Nice play, nice
There's no
short,
question.
nice short slant pattern, motioned into trips, and came back to the inside.
Adams with the
Nice.
stick.
And there's the there we see LR coming to the sidelines. Is he coming out?
Will they switch quarterbacks?
Maybe not. Nope.
Nope, just going in to get a play. I would think he's one touchdown away from keeping this thing out. But they will go with a fullback. And he'll get the ball, and he'll run all the way down to the 18-yard line. Antonio Coleman, the big guy.
I tell you, he showed some nice speed there, breaking into that second level. Hard running.
6'1", 275. He's a bullet.
Wow.
And we've got a player down. You know, we've had a pretty relatively healthy game here tonight, too.
You know, you want to see that.
Yeah.
It's cold outside. You want to make certain that there's no injuries. Some of these kids will be moving on to winter sports, and you want them to be able to participate right out of the gate.
I'm kind of hoping to see Medina go with the two big boys. They've got a very large jumbo package they can put in at running back with Antonio Coleman, who you just saw at 6'1", 275, and Matt Spatney at 6'3", 240.
That is big.
Good to see the player on the field. They got him up.
It's interesting, in the Medina program here, obviously Coleman is actually listed as a defensive lineman.
And that is Coleman they're bringing off the field. The fans were giving him a big cheer. Arm? Well, they'll walk him off. They'll check him out. But he walked off on his own. That's the big thing.
He's gingerly holding that shoulder.
Medina will run again. Antonio getting all kinds of love from the crowd here. Aller will come back over and get the play. The clock will run.
Ryan Farrell, the ball carrier.
Ryan Farrell getting into the game. Boy, Medina is just potent offense,
they're
man. They
just
can
very
score.
potent.
They can score in a moment's notice.
Well, you know, that again, that's a great job by Coach Laird. You got a senior defensive lineman. He gets in there and runs a little bit. That's a great opportunity.
And they'll run again, trying to push their way for another rushing touchdown. Matt Spatney, who we've talked about before, he'll take it inside the 5-yard line.
Picking up a first down.
First down, 7:49.
Stopped by Jameer. He was stopped by Ashley.
Pass were the 3 touchdowns in the first half for Medina, and then run here in the second.
He was brought down by Sir Keonta Jackson.
Did I forget a run? Run. Do my math. Somehow you got to get to 35.
2 scores in the second half.
Yeah,
on the
so
ground.
run. And run again. Still inside the 5. Heights is able to hold. Spatney again. I'm assuming they'll take the Spatney Express here. Keegan O'Reilly, I'm sorry. Andrew Delac into the game.
Stopped by Wilson Jackson.
Wilson Jackson on the tackle on that last play. 7 minutes, clock is rolling towards the end here. Amazing how much faster the clock's going here in the fourth quarter as it did in the second quarter.
Running the ball a heck of a lot more than they were throwing it.
Aller under center. He'll hand off again. Spatney to the 2.
Spatney with a handoff.
You know, you would think, Andy, here, this is the opportunity, and I'm sure Coach Laird is starting to get some of these guys in there.
Right.
With the level of competition they'll have again starting next week if they're going to play St. Ignatius. But this is the opportunity to get some of these kids in, especially on I'm assuming that next week's game would be to a more neutral field. So this is the last opportunity for some of these seniors to get on their home field.
Andrew Deleck still in the game, 33. Ryan Farrell in the game, 32. Medina will throw. Oh, he was wide open, and he tripped. Oh.
He will not hear the end of that, I'm sure.
Ryan Farrell was right there, and I think the second E in B's may have just jumped up and grabbed his foot there on that one.
They painted that line a little too high.
Blame the grounds crew. That's what I always say. Hensley back in the game. Whole slew of guys. Rhoda coming back in the game. 4th down. Ball on the 2.5-yard line. And Medina will kick a field goal here. And it's good. So give them 3.
Field goal is good. Making Medina 4-38.
So add another 3 for the Bees, and this one seems out of reach for the Tigers.
Yeah, with 5:50 to play, it would be pretty miraculous for Cleveland Heights to get that 23 points to get back in this game. But let's give them a lot of credit.
Sure.
This game definitely was different quarters. The first quarter was Medina. The second quarter was definitely Heights. Third quarter was definitely back to Medina. So it's been a couple of different ball games here tonight.
Probably get to see some of the younger players get out there. Some of the Medina fans starting to beat the traffic.
Head for the exits. Well, again, if St. Ignatius hangs on and they play Ignatius next week, Andy, you get to call your alma mater here tonight.
Yes.
Certainly next week, the Wildcats is.
Whose alma mater is that?
Yeah, that's where I wore blue and gold for a number of years. In fact, their head coach, Chico Kyle, and I were teammates in high school. And always great to see Chico do.
Quarterback? What were you, Coach? Running back?
No.
Linebacker?
No.
I'm going to go tackle or guard.
Offensive guard. Thank you.
Guard. There we go. So Medina kicked the ball off. 5:53 to go in this one, and a commanding 38-14 lead for Medina. It's been a lot of fun to watch these teams, both teams tonight. And, you know why there is hype around Medina. They haven't lost a game all season.
Nope.
They've earned every bit of that. Battling back from last year now, putting themselves into position with a, 5-star quarterback, highly recruited from across the country, and, games on ESPN this year against Menor.
Sure.
A lot of great things going on, a lot of great community pride here in Medina, and it's well-deserved for this hard-fought football team with plenty of seniors on it.
And that's what high school sports should be about. Exactly that.
I got a question for you. You're going to like this one here.
All right.
How long before we see name, image, and likeness at this level?
Coach, when that happens, high school sports is over. I believe right now, when you look at what's going on in college right now, it's not going to be long before you're going to have agents start to tell college coaches when and how somebody should be playing.
Well, you already have it, though, right? Hey, we're going to keep our guy out of the bowl game.
Right, but I just can't. I tell you what, when that happens, if that would happen at the high school level, that's when I go fishing. It's time for that to end.
Well,
these kids are playing for the love of the game.
They're amateurs, and this is
amateurs.
This is it.
Right.
This is the last bastion of amateur, right?
That's exactly right.
Cleveland Heights with the ball. And they are down big, 38-14. Incomplete pass. Hope everybody's okay on the sideline. Darian Fair air it out about 15, 20 yards into the sidelines. I don't know, just so many great memories when you think about, your high school days, and if you're a senior, and especially if you're a senior at Cleveland Heights, and the pride that you have, especially, being in a district that, had a new high school built while you were there.
Yes.
Gorgeous new high school at Cleveland Heights, just a couple years old.
And you mentioned it earlier. Kids, it's all about you go in there on Friday and you're an athlete and your locker is decorated and that's what it's about. The
Right.
joy of playing it. Those 4 years of high school need to be the most fun years you've had.
It's always interesting to see, like here in Medina, behind the Cleveland Heights bench, they've got all of their senior fall sport athletes. All their pictures are up. There's a great sense of pride there. And then you walk back into your community and, folks know you, and it's kind of cool. And it's the hard work and the dedication and for these winters, for these fall sports, starting in August. And look where you are now. You're still playing, and you're heading towards Thanksgiving.
Exactly right. So, again, as the clock starts to wind down, just again, hats off to Max Stevens and the Cleveland Heights Tigers. Great run. You finished 9-3. That's a doggone good season.
Perfect record in the LEL this year. Winner last week on just a fantastic, spectacular play that the Cleveland Heights will never forget. Jamel Lewis, what a amazing play, a scoop and score, 46 yards. Heights on fourth down, trying to make something happen, and Medina's going to take care of business.
Andy, since you were there, did that play remind you of the Immaculate Reception, or?
No, it was a twist of fate, and I think a lot of it had to do with momentum. And unfortunately, Illyria's quarterback got hurt on the play before. They had a fullback that had an outstanding game, and unfortunately, excuse me, he was the guy that fumbled the ball. It was just one of those plays where a little bit of contact can send a ball flying out of a guy's arm. Next thing you know, the ball's in his hands at the 40, and it slips all the way to the 46. And standing right there are the Tigers, and then all of a sudden, Jamel Lewis, it's him in the end zone. And he gets there, and with 7 seconds left, you're like, wow, what just happened? Oh, flea flicker. Short.
I have a good friend, Brad Demerly, who's one of the defensive coaches at Elyria, and talked with him this week in preparation for tonight's game. And
Yep.
I just felt so bad for him when that kind of stuff happens, late in the game.
They played well. I felt really bad for the quarterback because he really worked hard. They took advantage of situations that they just, they were able to, and then Heights just kind of snuck back in. Aller again, although we'll have flags on this, offside. That'll stop the clock with 4:17 to go.
Dead ball. Full start on the offense. Number 53.
Don't you think you just want to, especially with Aller, just run the ball out?
I'm certainly not going to ever question any high school coach
Sure.
in their shoes, but I'd be a little concerned about him being in the game. Freak injuries can happen so easily. But, hey, Coach Laird knows his team well, and he's certainly done a great job with them. So.
Returning back here, it was an Avon Lake.
And at Strongsville.
Yes, that's
I saw that on the program.
A lot to be proud about here in Medina tonight, and they will see it again next week. Any update on the Ignatius score?
I'll take a look here and see what I can find.
40 on the play clock, please.
Resetting the play clock. 4:17. Second down.
Yet with 5 minutes left in the Ignatius game, they are up 35-12.
And thanks for watching us tonight on Spectrum Stream. Glad to have you aboard. Allard's going to throw for the end zone again. Did he get it? It looks like he did. Touchdown! Big catch. Big catch in the quarter. Jawan Jackson. Well, if there was any question, it's over now.
Yes.
(44-14). Wow. Didn't feel that way at halftime.
No, it sure didn't.
Make it 45 with the extra point.
2 touchdowns in the third, touchdown and a field goal in the fourth for Medina as they opened it up. And Andy, I think we'll see a running clock here now.
Yeah, what are we looking at? 54 and 45, 99 points in 2 weeks?
That's a lot of points.
Woo, man.
Well, look at their. But you know what? Look at their score right now. 45 points. In the first 11 games, they had 486 points. That's right there. Literally right there.
So we will go, right? We go to running clock
Should
here.
go to a running clock at 30.
Yep. 4:07 on the clock now. And Heights will get the ball back. It was a beautiful pass, by the way. I don't think you can underestimate that. His arm is spectacular.
Spectacular arm. And again, a long throw to the deep corner of the end zone. It was a well-thrown ball.
I love the fact that, all of these, they've thrown the ball to the middle of the field tonight, but a lot of them are going to the sidelines, high percentage plays that aren't going to hurt you if they're misfires.
Right.
And the way he's able to loft the ball into the wide receivers, really special at this age. Wow. Heights on the return, and they'll get the ball back to the 28-yard line. And that'll start the clock. We're under 3:30 now. Oh, Coach, what do you say to your guys here? You're walking into that huddle for Medina. You're walking into that huddle for Cleveland Heights.
What you're saying is, let's end this game with some class. Play hard, play strong, but let's play with some class. And respect the fact of what Cleveland Heights has done. We don't need to be doing any trash talking, any taunting. Just play.
Well, Heights will stay with their starters. Darian Fair still at quarterback. Tigers will run the ball. Again, that's sportsmanship, though, right? The game's out of hand.
Exactly.
The clock's running.
Yep.
2:42 to go. Heights will pick up 6 yards on the carry.
And you know what? Coach Stevens wants to allow his seniors to get every last opportunity to play high school football.
Clock running still, 2:25, 2:24. Oh, boy, fumble. And a scoop and almost a score.
Oh, boy.
Medina will get the ball back on the 19. Trying to do a little too much. And I would think the clock would still run, so they could probably take a couple knees here, and that'll do it. Coach, it's been a lot of fun tonight. I've enjoyed it.
It's been great. I've enjoyed working with you, Andy. It's.
Let's do this again. We'll coach a couple hockey games together. How's that sound?
Let's do that. Okay.
Hockey season getting underway. Basketball, girls basketball, winter sports getting ready to gear up. We're like in that preseason mode right now.
And all those sports going to be on Spectrum at some point here.
Clock still ticking away. 1:30 to go in the game. And Medina will switch quarterbacks.
Yep.
Boy, that scrum was not about to stop. In at quarterback, Dan Stoddard.
Well, Andy, what we like
6'2" sophomore,
what we like to see
175
is it
pounds.
looks as if we've gone the whole game. We had one maybe injury there late in the game to the one running back, defensive lineman, and running back from Medina. But pretty much injury-free tonight. I guess conflict-free, whatever. Just a good football
Right.
game.
Under a minute to go. Under 45 seconds to go. Dan Stoddard in at quarterback. Medina will run.
That should be the last play of the
Jeff
football
Marshall on the carry. 30 seconds to go.
game. With the 40-second clock,
Yeah.
that should be it.
And the coach Laird said, we're done. Well, Cleveland Heights, an amazing victory last night in the first round of the playoffs. But Medina
Great
stays
season,
undefeated,
Tigers.
and
Great
they'll roll
season,
on to the
Tigers.
playoffs. As the
Medina
clock clicks
carry on.
towards
Do what y'all
zero,
gotta do.
the Medina Battle of
Check it
Bees,
out.
a winner, 45-14.
Much love.
Thank you for watching it.